Good morning, fourth grade. I hope you are all having an amazing Tuesday. We are on day 17, I'm pretty sure, of digital learning, which is crazy. I miss you all so much. And so, I've been stuck at home recently, and I thought that it would be a great time to go on a digital road trip. So to see a few of the historic and memorable, well-known places of our country. So you're watching the videos now. You can watch each of the videos linked on the slides. We're going to travel around the country and talk about different time zones. Just know that today, which is Tuesday, you're going to be doing slides 1 through 3, and Wednesday you're going to be doing slides 4 through 7. So you don't have to complete this whole entire slideshow today. We're just going to take it a few slides at a time. So this will be done over 2. When going on a road trip, one of the most important things you have to do is check your car. So for us, we are going to check our digital car by checking our time conversion skills. So we're going to practice a few time conversions, so from minutes to hours, days to hours, and minutes to days, and see if our vehicle is ready for us to travel all around the country. So the first two units I'm looking at are minutes and hours. So I know that 60 minutes has the same value as 1 hour because there's 60 minutes in an hour. So now I need to figure out how many minutes is in 3 hours. So go ahead and pause the video and try that out. So I'm going to be doing 3 times 60 because I have 3 hours and there are 60 minutes for each hour. So I know what 3 times 6 is, that's a familiar fact. And then I'm going to multiply that by 10 because that's how I get 60 is 6 times 10. So I know that 3 times 6 is 18, that's a known fact, and I'm going to multiply that by 10. And I know that 18 times 10 is 180. So my variable of a question mark is 180. So I know that 3 hours is equivalent to 180 minutes. Go ahead and pause the video and see what 300 minutes is equivalent to with hours. So I'm setting up my equation. I'm going to be doing 300 divided by 60 because I have 300 minutes, and I know that I can group every 60 of those as an hour. So I see a familiar fact of 30 and 6. So I did 30 divided by 6, which I know is 5. So I know that 5 times 60 would be 300. You can double check that with your inverse operation and multiply 5 times 60 to see if you get 300. I know that 6 times 5 is 30, and I place my 0 because times 10. And so I know that 300 minutes is equivalent to 5 hours. I want you to figure out how many minutes is in 10 hours, so go ahead and pause the video, and you're going to be doing that as independent practice, and I'll check it after the video. Now we're moving on to 2 different units of time measurement, so I can use days and hours. So if I had 3 days, I want to know how many hours are there total. What is the equivalent? So I know that there are 24 hours in 1 day, so how many hours would there be in 3 days? Well, the way I can solve this is I could do 3 times 24. I'm just going to replace that 1 day with a 3. And so I'm going to have to multiply that by 24 to have the same value. So 3 times 24, you can use area model to solve this. So I have 3 times 24, or you can use partial product, which is what I'm about to use here. I know that 3 times 20 is 60, and I know that 3 times 4 is 12. And when I add those two partial products together, I get 72. So I know that 3 days is equivalent to 72 hours. I want you to try to fill in the rest of the input and output table on your own. Now we're moving on to two different time conversion units. So we have two different units of measurement that both measure time. We have minutes and days. So I know that one day has 1,440 minutes. Those are equivalent. So I need to figure out how many minutes are in 2 days. So what I can do is I can either use repeated addition or I can use multiplication because they're the same thing. I could do 1,440 plus 1,440, or you could do 1,440 times 2, whichever you prefer. So if I add these two add-ins together, I get 2,880. So I know in 2 days there are 2,880 minutes. You can go ahead and pause the video and try the rest on your own for independent practice. Alright, to figure out the time zones, you are going to use the link that is on your Google Slides. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this first problem. It says if Athens is 1 hour and 13 minutes from Atlanta, how many total minutes is it from Atlanta? So we're going to keep the same value. We're going to just change the unit of measurement we're using. So I have an hour and 13 minutes to get to Atlanta from Athens, and I want to know how many minutes total it takes me. Well, I know 1 hour equals 60 minutes, so I could do 60 plus 13 and get 73. So I know that 73 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour and 13 minutes. That's how long it would take me to get from Athens to Atlanta. Go ahead and pause the video and try to solve this next one. Now I'm doing the opposite. From Savannah is 206 minutes from Atlanta. So how many hours and minutes is Savannah from Atlanta? So I have 206 minutes and I'm converting them to hours and minutes. So I know that for every hour that's 60 minutes. So it's like I'm regrouping for every hour. So I could do 206 divided by 60. So you'll just go and set up your army. I know what 60 times 1 is, that's 60. 60 times 2 is 120. I can see that familiar fact of 6 times 2. I know 6 times 3 is 18, so 60 times 3 is 180. 180 is going to get me the closest I can, and I'm going to be left with 26, because I know 20 minus 18 is 2. So 3 hours and 26 minutes is equivalent to 206 minutes. So it would take me 3 hours and 26 minutes to get from Savannah to Atlanta. Alright guys, I just wanted to give you a quick reminder. Today's assignment was only to do slides 1 through 3. Tomorrow you'll be doing 4 through 7 by yourself. Take some time to watch some of those videos. At the end I include some 360 videos where you can use your mouse to look around at the different cities and different landscapes that we traveled to on our digital road trip. Just remember, only slides 1 through 3 today, and then tomorrow we will do 4 through 7. Have a great day, Dragons.